Oh, wait, there we go. Now I think we're recording.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. Just so you know, Chad, you're being recorded.
Got
Okay?
you.
All right.
Yep.
Don't want any legal snags. All right. So let's jump into this. As we know, the schedule came out today, the
Yeah.
NFL schedule, that is. So a couple things on this little episode here. Um,
I have
couple
not
things.
seen it, by the way.
You haven't seen what about the schedule?
I haven't seen the schedule yet. I just got home.
Nice.
All
All
I
right.
all I know is the 49ers are playing the Bills in December 7th, and that's all I cared about.
Yeah, I was just looking at your guys' schedule. Actually, you have a little bit of a like you really have to worry about one thing, dude. They're in New York 2 weeks in a row in the beginning of the year. The Niners
Yes, I was thinking that was going to have to happen because last year I noticed that they were going to play the
at
Jets and the
both of them.
Giants. So,
Yeah, so week 2 and 3 they're at the Jets,
oh,
and
so it's
then
early in the season too.
at the Jets at the Giants. Yeah,
What do they start the year? At home,
Cardinals.
obviously.
Yeah,
Cardinals.
yeah, Cardinals at home. Then at Jets at Giants. Then Philly at home. Miami at home. Rams at home. Then
2 in a
at
row.
New England. So that's probably going to be. Well, who knows? I don't know how to take them yet. Who knows yet? At Foxborough is always a tough place to play either way.
I
But then
think
you
they're
have
going to be still competitive as hell.
they're going to have a defense. They always have a defense. So
I don't think
then
that Stidham kid's that bad.
week 8 you're at Seattle, home for Green Bay on Thursday night. So short week after Seattle game.
Wait, after an away game in Seattle, then short
Yeah,
week to Green
short
Bay.
week. Home against Green Bay.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
And then you're at New Orleans the next week. That's your trio right there.
It's a bitch, yeah.
That's where you're gonna have trouble. I mean, you're not gonna have trouble, but those are your tough games right there. Then you have your
Yep.
bye after New Orleans.
So
Then
week
you're
11 is the bye. That's a nice bye.
yeah, at the Rams, Bills at home on Monday night. Washington at home, at Dallas on week 15. Might be playing for. I mean, Dallas might. Who knows? Who knows with them? Then at Arizona, week 16, and then
Okay.
Seattle at home. So
Nice
that's
again at Seattle or against Seattle, but at home for once. They always end the year with at Seattle. It's so annoying.
yeah.
That's not bad. I mean,
No, no,
we
I
have
take
no fucking clue what's gonna happen. So
no. There's always teams that come up. Like I was thinking, who's that team that's going to come up out of nowhere? And I think, I mean, it could be Arizona. You never know.
got the one of the best receivers in the league.
That, and I think he's just going to get better at quarterback.
Mhm.
I mean, he was decent last year, and I think he's just going to get better, especially with that stud of a coach.
And I've
Uh,
said it before, but Arizona plays San Fran tough no matter
right,
what.
right.
Always. They played 2 close games last year. Could have
Um,
went the Cardinals' way.
as excuse me, let me grab a sip here
And there's a sip my soda.
before we talk about America's
Is
team.
this sponsored?
I,
Is this sponsored by them or what?
it should be. Mine's in here. Believe it or not. I'll probably spill all over the place if I try to group this out right now. Here we go.
Nice. Sponsored.
All right, America's team. Then
Oh god. So how many primetime games did San
five.
Fran end up with?
Oh, how many did you guys have? I don't. It really threw me off when I'm looking at their schedule because it's friggin' Pacific time.
Pacific
So I'm
time,
like,
yeah.
how the hell are they playing at 10 a.m.? So
Right.
that really bugged me out. So you have week 4, Sunday night at the Eagles.
At the
Uh,
Eagles? Is that Philly?
oh no, Philly's at home. You're right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Philly's at home week 4, week 6. The Rams at home Sunday night.
That's
Uh,
3 primetime games at home. That's nice.
week 9 is the Thursday night. Are we counting that? Because everyone gets a Thursday night game, right?
I think so.
It's still prime time, I guess, right? But
Yeah, I mean it will be
I
if it's
can't believe
Green
the
Bay.
Saints game's not. I thought
I
that
know.
would be. Then you got the Bills game Monday night, so that's 4. And then you have Sunday night at Dallas is 5. So you have 5, and then the Arizona games to be determined. The late
Oh,
Arizona game.
because it's Christmas week, so they could flex it to Saturday.
Well, they might.
Fuck, they
Might
might
just
flex a lot of games this Saturday if college doesn't play.
college better play. Think you can imagine the dirty South if college football doesn't play? Oh,
Yeah, and you know that the NCAA said today that they wouldn't allow kids to enter the draft next year
oh my lord!
if they don't play a season this year.
Holy hell!
So Sunshine
Chaos.
from Clemson would have to sit another year.
Well, then what would happen with? Oh wow, that'd be
Marvin
crazy.
Jones, all those big top 10 guys that
Holy shit!
probably should already be in the NFL if they had a one and done.
Yeah. Now America's team. Here we go. Week 1 at New Orleans. I think that's such bullshit. I hate
At New
that
Orleans.
so much.
Oof.
Yeah, week 1 at New Orleans. I can't stand that.
And
That
that's a
is
Sunday game, like a 4:30 game.
yeah, 4:30. Yep,
I'm surprised by
4:25,
that.
whatever. Yeah,
That'd be a great
that's
Monday night game.
I hate that game. Why? I mean, that's the competition right there in the NFC South.
I like it,
Um,
man.
oh
You got all
God,
that
no.
time to prep for them.
You have
All
no
the time
time.
to prep for them. Everybody's coming in fucking
Th-
raw.
There's
Never
no
fun.
time. There's no time. They're already missing OTAs. Brady's getting kicked out of parks. He's walking into people's houses. It's chaos down there. Uh, it,
Nah,
uh,
I
there
like
are.
getting the hard game out of the way, man. That's gonna be one of your hardest games on the schedule for the
Have you
Bucks.
seen the schedule? Have you seen the Buck schedule? I don't
No,
want to
I
talk about hard
literally
game.
didn't even see
This
the
is,
Niners schedule, so yeah,
dude,
I didn't see anything.
dude. All right, so at New Orleans, Carolina at home, week 2. At Denver, who knows? I think that's definitely a winnable game.
Mile
Char-
High is always tough.
Chargers at home, week 4. At Chicago, home for Green Bay. At Vegas, at the Giants, New Orleans at home, at Carolina, Rams at home, Kansas City at home, bye week, Minnesota at home. That's 3. I mean, they're all home, but Rams, KC, or Rams is not gonna. That's not a hard game, but KC, Minnesota. We have Green Bay at home. Good lord,
Yeah,
New obviously, at least they're all home. Then are at Atlanta, at Detroit, and then Atlanta again. The 3 games in the last 2 weeks against Atlanta. I mean that might be nice, but
wait, so they have 2 home games, a bye, and 2 home games?
2 home games, a bye, 1 home game.
Oh, 1 home game.
Yeah, it's Rams, Kansas City, bye, Minnesota, home, all home.
Oh, I didn't know if Green Bay was a bye or
Well, they hosed the Bucks so bad last year. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They were on the road for like 2 months straight because technically they were home, but they were in London,
right.
and then so they
Yeah, I
were
remember they spent like the entire month of October or November?
yeah all of October they were
Wow.
away. It was ridiculous.
So what are their prime times?
So they have at Chicago. That's the Thursday night game. So hopefully they beat the living shit out of them. At Vegas on a Sunday night. That's
That's a
gonna
good
be
one.
sick.
That's a good one.
Um, at the Giants on Monday night.
Why are the
Um,
Monday Night Football?
New Orleans at home Sunday night. That's a good game. That's a good Sunday night game. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's at Tampa. That's nice.
Rams at home on Monday night. So they have 2 Monday night games,
Hmm.
and then yeah, so they have 5. They have
Now that
5.
I think about it, I think you only said the Niners' only Monday night game is the Bills.
Hmm.
Surprised
Yep.
by that.
Yeah, they only have 1. Right. Let me double check. Bills, yes. Thursday, Sunday. Yep. They only
That's
have 1 Monday night game.
that's
The,
weird.
the Bucks get 2 Monday night home. Oh no, one's away or at the Giants. Well, that might be one to go to. It's close.
Where is it? It's at New York.
Yeah, yeah. Monday Night Football at the Giants. It might
It
be
just
fun.
goes to prove how bad I want the Niners to see them play in San Fran against the Bills because they're going to be on the East Coast 3 times, and I don't give a shit. I'm going to San Fran if I can.
You're out of control.
If I can.
So I took a peek at the old because remember there's a extra playoff team now.
Right.
So right now we'll look at AFC what they predict. I looked at Bleacher Report what they predicted.
Yeah,
So I kind of agree with it. They had KC at 12-4. At least the playoff teams. Who knows what the record's going to be? But they had KC 12-4,
yeah.
Denver 9-7, Tennessee 9-7, Indianapolis 10-6. So they have them winning that division.
I like Indy this year too, like in terms of improving.
Rivers is who knows. Then the Steelers at 10-6, the Ravens at 12-4, and the Bills at 10-6.
So
So
they have
those
the Bills winning or New England?
New England was they had like 4-12, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck. How
Then
quickly they forget. I
yeah.
heard of two Bills fans saying this year finally it's their division. I'm like, dude, Tom Brady played like dog shit for 2 years in a row, and they still won all four
Yeah,
games.
well, let's hope he doesn't play that way this year.
I'm just saying for in
No,
those games,
I
you know what I
agree.
mean? Like the Bills
Yeah,
defense is tough, man. But
yeah,
I'm surprised that they're fucking giving up on New England so quickly. I mean, they got everybody else.
yeah. Well, and who else in that division? I mean, Miami's a completely different team. They're completely different. So who
Yeah,
knows? But they're
like
all young. Um,
yeah, they might be better in a couple of years, but I don't know. I
no,
wouldn't.
I don't think they're
They're
going to
definitely not
challenge.
better than the Bills or the Patriots.
No, I don't know about the
Maybe
Patriots.
the
I honestly
Jets.
don't know.
They might be better than the Jets.
Yeah, I think they'd have to be.
Yeah.
I think the Jets are garbage. All right, then the NFC they had San Fran at 12-4, New Orleans at 12-4. So those two are the top two seeds.
Hmm.
Probably it's going to come down to who wins that game.
In New Orleans, yeah,
Yeah.
which is what it came down to last year,
Yeah, and that was a shootout, wasn't it? It was like
right down to
57
the last
to 51 or
50.
something.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
51-49 or some shit like that.
So then they have Seattle still making the playoffs at 10-6, Bucks at 10-6, Minnesota at 10-6, Green Bay at 11-5, and Dallas at 10-6. So wild cards
Wait,
would
wait,
be,
wait, 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 wait. Fucking Green Bay, 11-5.
yeah,
Jesus Christ, man.
yeah,
That team is so soft. So soft.
yeah. Well,
I don't understand why people think they're so
I
good. I mean, Rodgers is the man, but
a
fuck, they're
Ron,
so soft.
but who? I mean that. So then who are the? So Minnesota, Tampa, and Seattle are the wild cards.
Oh, it's
All
because they New Orleans
all
would
at 10.
win the South.
Yeah, all at 10-6. That's what when I looked at the Bucks schedule, I think I see 10 wins. I should say I see 6 losses, at least 6 losses.
Yeah,
If they don't get 10 wins,
that's bad.
it's real bad.
I mean,
It's
they're going all in.
real bad. Yeah,
They're going all in,
they
man.
have to win the Super Bowl this year. That's what I'm saying. And
I
that's
know
why I
it's
hate
in
it.
Tampa too, right?
They have to win the Super Bowl this year.
That'd be pretty crazy.
If they
I mean, it
man,
just sucks they have such a big target on their back with never playing together yet.
I know. And they,
That's that's gonna suck. If you get any kind of injuries or any kind of fucking,
right.
you know, it's gonna be this ship's sinking. You know,
Yeah.
Stephen A.
Blaine,
Smith's already predicting
Blaine
the
Gabbert.
Bucks are gonna win the NFC.
Oh my God. That makes
So
me
have
want to
fun with
puke.
that.
Makes me want to switch teams right there.
Yeah,
Be a Bills fan and go jump into a table like an idiot.
they get body slammed through a table.
Yeah, right. All right, so that's pretty much that's the schedule. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. I honestly don't know. Who knows what's going on,
Yeah, who knows if they even play?
right? I
I'm just glad the 49ers Bills game is late in the season because then it's more likely to happen.
yeah,
Because I heard that they were gonna do, or that it was looking like the schedule was gonna be, you know, whichever team is playing, like they're if you're in the NFC, whatever team you're playing in the AFC this year, or whatever conference in the AFC you're playing,
yeah, yeah.
they
That's
were
what I
gonna
thought.
do it weeks 1 through 4,
Yeah,
and therefore, if it got postponed, that's the worst case scenario, and then they just wouldn't play
right.
that conference, which I understand the logic in that, but that I was already dreading, like, fuck, that means they're not going to play the Bills.
Yeah, and that would have been great because I don't want to start at New Orleans. That kicks me right in the balls. But if they win that, I'm gonna act like a Bills fan and tell everyone we're going to the Super Bowl. So just calling it right now.
I'll calm you down.
All right, so let's get on to what we were really wanted to talk about today. And UFC is tomorrow. Big UFC 249. Um, I don't care about the early prelims. I mean, good fights, but I don't care about them.
Like the early ones, you mean? Like the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
ones?
yeah. The Fight Pass ones.
Right.
So I want to go to just the regular prelims. Let's go. So we'll start with Uriah Hall against Jacare.
That's an awesome fight right off the
Who do
bat.
you who do you got there? What do you think? First of all,
Uh, I like Hall, man. I think he's gonna be hungry. I think he's gonna be eager. I'm pretty sure that fight already was supposed to happen, so this is the second time it's going down. So he's been prepping for a while. Jacare is he's a great vet, but I just think Hall's gonna be spectacular. I think he'll do something pretty fucking sweet.
I think obviously it's. I mean, Jacare, if he tries to stand with Hall, I mean, Jacare can get in trouble by trying to stand with people.
Yeah,
And
like
I
Weidman,
mean, he's
but
good.
he
He
snuck out
beat
that
Weidman.
win against Weidman, but
He beat Weidman,
he was
but
getting beat the fuck up
right,
on his feet.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Against when he way back in the day when he lost to Whitaker,
Oh,
that
he
was
got
no good.
smoked by Whitaker.
Yeah, that was bad. But his last two fights, his last three fights were against Weidman, which he
Right.
beat, but he was getting beat up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hermanson and Blachowicz, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
So he lost his last two.
Right.
Jacare did. So I don't know. And then you look at Hall though.
He's
I
had
think
some
it's
weird
all.
losses.
I think it's all. It all depends on where this fight goes. If it's on the ground, it's over. But can he get him down?
Right.
The odds have Jacare at -130 right
Hmm.
now. Hall at +110. So for those of you who don't understand betting on
Pretty damn close games.
fights, yeah, it means when it's 130 -130, you put in $130 to win 100. If you bet the underdog, in this case Uriah Hall is +110, you put in 100 and you win 110. So
Right.
that's how that goes.
It's pretty damn
Um,
close.
yeah, so it's a pretty that's almost dead even. Um, me, I man, I don't know. Let me see, because I looked at Uriah. I mean, his last two fights he won, but he was fighting nobodies.
Right.
His only losses are Derek Brunson. In the last, six fights, He's 3-3. Lost to Derek Brunson.
Yeah.
Lost to Gegard Mousasi. These are in 2016. Those are no slouches. I mean,
No,
those are
Musasi's
those are two
one of the
studs.
best.
He beat Jatko, lost to Paulo Costa, who's going to fight for the title,
It's a
and
monster.
then had the last two were wins against Carlos Jr. and who's Lewis. I don't even know who that is. Looks like Rashad Evans, but it's not. Um, but so I don't know, man. I think Jacare is fighting kind of better competition his whole career. Uh,
Yes.
but I don't know, man. Uriah, I think I just see Uriah catching him too. And I just want to go out and tell everyone, if you're listening to this before the fights, just go ahead and place a parlay on everything the opposite of everything I say,
Right.
because I'm
Exactly.
the absolute worst at picking fights in the world, even though
I
I
think
watch
you.
every single one.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think
Dude, I'm
when your
awful.
heart's in this fight and you got a
But
fighter in
most
the
most of
race,
the time it is. Most of the time it
that's
is.
when you usually lose
And I
for
like
some
and
reason.
I like both. Oh, every fighter that I like loses. There's no. I mean, I don't remember a serious fight that like a big time fight of one of my guys. I only have a handful that I like can't watch. I get too worked up.
Nervous, yeah.
Yeah. Like Edson. I don't know why I've always liked Edson. I've always liked Alistair. Um, who else are my guys now that they don't even fight anymore? I mean,
Cormier.
yeah, DC. He's one of them. Um,
Um, you love. I mean, you love Connor,
yeah, I do, but it's a different. I mean, I just think he's hilarious.
right?
Um, but anyway, that's that first fight. So then we got Carla Esparza against Michelle the Karate Hottie Waterson. I got to go with Karate Hottie just because she was on the challenge and MTV challenge, and I love that. So um,
Dude, she's awesome.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
awesome. I think.
she got
I think
in the challenge
it,
though.
it's a Sparza though, right?
Yeah, Carla Esparza.
I kind of think she's gonna win.
I don't think she's fought anyone.
I like Waterson better as
Yeah,
a
but I
fighter,
mean,
but I
look
think
at who they fought, dude. Their last fight, Esparza. Who the hell is that? Jandaroba,
it might
dude.
have been a replacement for an injury if I remember correctly. But um, either way, I'm just saying
There's,
I feel like
there,
she's got like her trajectory is like on the up.
there's no way. I gotta be nice. I gotta be nice.
To be nice.
Let me see. I are you on? You're, can you pull that up? I'm go to the UFC right now. You gotta see it. I
Who am I looking at? Who am I looking at, man? I can't even imagine.
um I'm looking. Go to the fights and go to the prelims and then go to this fight and then click on Carla Esparza so you can see her last few fights. And then when you get to it, just let me know. Anyway, I think that the the water the
No,
karate hottie. You see it?
yeah,
Come on.
it's fucked up.
Oh.
It's
Anyway,
fucked up.
I think the karate
You're better
hottie.
than that, dude. You're better than
Huh?
that. You're better than that.
Stop.
Joking.
You stop it.
I would have done the same shit if I saw it first.
If you were
If
if
I
you
saw it first, I would have been like,
you had a lot of time to prep because that literally jumped out at me, screamed like "Hey, you guys!" right at me. Um, so, but no, Karate Hottie. She's fought like she's fought Joanna to a decision, right? She lost to that decision. And then she fought Kovalevich, won a decision.
Mhm.
Fought Herrig, won a decision. Like she's not getting stopped. And she before that she fought Casey, won the decision. So she's winning all these decisions. And then
Did she
Tisha
ever
Torres
fight
beat her.
Paige?
I don't see it. I don't know. I think she was supposed to. Oh no, she did. She beat Paige
That's right.
in the
Okay.
first round, submission, first round,
Yep.
and then lost to Rose. So she's only lost to Rose and Joanna.
Right.
Oh, and then Tisha Torres. So yeah,
That was
I just,
a while
I
ago,
think,
right?
yeah. I think I think she's gonna win it. You think Esparza?
Yeah. For some reason, I just feel like she's a little bit, her trajectory is going up. But I mean, I would root for Waterson if I had to.
Let me see what the odds have to say. They have Esparza minus 150, Waterson plus 130. So
Yeah.
again, all right, this next one, I don't get it, man. Alexei Olenek against Fabricio Verdum. I mean, Verdum's coming off, 'cause he got popped for juicing, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what he was suspended for?
Yeah. That or green bananas, some shit like that.
For throwing a
Throw a
boomerang at
boomerang
Tony
at fucking
Ferguson?
Kobe.
Was
Was it a
Kobe?
Kobe?
I thought it was,
Wasn't he
yeah,
supposed to throw it at Kobe?
yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably wouldn't want to throw it at Tony
It was
Ferguson.
right in Kobe's heyday when he started talking shit. And
Yeah, when he turned
he
on me.
literally was just talking shit. He wasn't really beating anybody yet, but
Yeah,
he was just trying to get that Connor fight.
it worked, but now he's running away from people. So, um, speaking of that, I think that's the fight that they're making, but we can get to that after.
With
Um,
Tyron?
no, that's gonna be Burns with Masvidal.
Oh, okay.
Um, because they said the Usman Masvidal's off. Dana said Usman Masvidal's off, but he's got something big for Masvidal. What's bigger than Usman? There's no fight bigger other than
Connor.
Conor. That's the only thing it could possibly be.
Oh man, he will fuck Connor up, man.
I don't I don't remember anyone, and he may. I know you and I have had this discussion, and obviously my heart's in it because I don't like one fighter, I do like the
Yeah.
other. So again, this is where I stray from. I pick with my heart, but I don't remember anyone who's ever stood with Connor in like a stand-up fighter and won. I've never seen it. So
I
take
mean, you
that for
could
what
say
it's worth.
Nate. You could say Nate stood with him and
Not the
didn't.
first one. I mean, not the second one. The first one when he won, he took him
Yeah.
down. It's the way he got him.
But I'm saying he pieced him up enough to take him down. Like I mean, he
Oh, Connor's gas tank was done. That's why. I
Right.
mean, I'm
That's
saying
true.
somebody.
That's true. The gas tank definitely had something to do with it, but it also did have, Nate was putting some fucking hands on him in that round too. And
Yeah,
I know he doesn't have super power like his brother, but he's still you get hit a bunch of times in the face, even if
yeah.
they're little shots. Man, the Diaz brothers just
The
nail
little
it.
little
Man.
Brock Lesnar shots.
Oh man, those guys. I never went. I don't think in any of my life in any sport I've ever gone from just despising two fighters to just the utmost respect for the Diaz brothers. Man,
Diaz brother. No,
they're
it's
so
the
fucking good. They're such good fighters, man.
yeah no, and it's
We're
funny.
as fighter fans, bro. We're completely dicked over that Nick Diaz hasn't fought in was it five
Yeah,
years now?
it's since
That sucks.
GSP, right? Since he fought GSP in Toronto,
That
isn't that?
I think wasn't it Anderson or was it GSP?
Oh, maybe it
When
was Anderson. Yeah,
it was
maybe
one of those two.
when he laid on the ground.
I mean, like I said, when they talk, it's a little bit like yikes, but um, man, they're such fucking awesome fighters, such savages, man.
Yeah, the style. I mean, the pace they put on people. I love that style. Like watching that. Yeah, it was Anderson. GSP was before that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
2015
that sucks. That's a huge. People don't realize that, but that's a huge disservice to the sport that he was
is ruled a no contest.
for fucking marijuana. Like, get over it, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it's unreal. All right, so anyway, that fight, Alexei Olenek, who's probably gonna walk into the cage at 432 years old,
Right.
uh, against Fabricio Verdum, who hasn't fought in forever. You know what really bothers me about Fabricio? A couple of things. I don't like him. A couple
That
of
he,
things is that stupid face that he was doing when that guy, that really bothered me. Like I'll never get over that.
I
And
thought it
then,
was funny as shit.
dude,
I don't like the guy. I was so happy when he
I
lost
wanted
to Stipe,
I
bro.
wanted to look for a freaking boomerang my damn self. But then the other thing is when people were touting him as one of the best heavyweights,
Mm-hmm.
like, do you
It's
remember
only
that when
because
he
he
was?
beat Kane, man. That's the
That's
only
that.
reason.
That's the
Yeah.
only win he had. I mean, he beat Mark Hunt, but what does that? Mark Hunt, what's he like? Is he over 500? I'm being dead serious. Is he over 500 as a fighter?
He's damn close to
It's like
500.
9-8 or
I
ten
was
and
gonna
eight or
say he
something like
might be
that.
10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real
So I
close.
mean, I love Mark Hunt. I love him to death. But that doesn't. I mean, so you beat him. There's a lot of guys that have.
Hmm.
Who else is
How
it?
did he beat him though? Didn't he beat
I
him
think he
pretty
submitted.
impressively?
I think he submitted him.
Oh, okay.
But
I didn't know if he
but
knocked him.
so all right. No, no, I don't think. Oh yeah, it says KO. Yeah, it was. That's not the one where he kicked him. No, that was Junior when he kicked him, and it doesn't look like he even hit Mark Hunt, and he went out.
Yeah.
But so when he was in his little prime there, Fabricio, he beat. So back in 2013, okay, he
Right.
beat Nogueira, which okay,
Big knock.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people have Travis Brown, Mark Hunt, Kane.
Yeah. I mean, Kane put.
Then that makes him the best ever. Then he lost his next fight. He lost to Stipe. What do you
I
see?
think. I think at the time he had the longest defense, maybe.
Oh no, the
Oh no, because he only
Stipe.
lost. He only won once.
He didn't
He
defend it.
didn't even defend it, or he
No,
defended it and lost. Right. You're right.
yeah,
Maybe they're
and
just
then
giving
he
him credit all the way back to
but
Travis Brown.
but then he beat after he lost Stipe, he beat Travis Brown again, a decision. Both times he beat Travis Brown was a decision.
Mm.
Then he lost to Alistair, decision. Then he beat Walt Harris, beat Tabura. I have no idea who that is, and then he just lost to Volkov. His last fight in 2018, 2 years ago, March 17th of
Yeah, I
2000.
mean, I remember the talk of him being the greatest of all time, but it was
Yeah,
like 4 years ago.
I never got it. I never understood it. Like you
I
beat
feel like it
Kane,
was just premature.
yeah, but Alexei Olenek, what is his record? It's something stupid. His record is it's like, hold on, 58 and 13, 58, 13 and 1.
Shit, man.
He's been fighting since the golden ages.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
Since
mean,
Stalin.
I guess I think Fabricio should win this one. He's a huge favorite.
Is he?
Huge. I mean, he's one of the biggest on the card. He's the biggest on the undercard. Let me look at Yeah, he's the biggest favorite on the card. He's minus 330 to plus 270.
Yuck.
They're the two. They're two really good grapplers. So that's what. I mean, obviously, Fabricio was saying he wants to see who the best grappler in heavyweight is. I don't care what anyone says. As long as I shall live, I will not. I don't think I'll ever see a better grappler at heavyweight than Frank Mir. Dude, breaking people's limbs and
That's where we totally agree in
shoulders.
terms of love. We both love that guy.
Yeah, I also have a picture of them. I snuck in there when my
Yeah,
wife, at the time my fiance, was
that's the
trying
one
to.
I was with you. That was
Yeah,
when I was with you.
she asked to take a picture because I didn't want to go up to him. So I
He
was,
dwarfed you so bad.
yeah, I know.
That's fucked up.
And he's like, yeah, I'll take a picture. And he thought he was taking it with my wife, and I
Her,
just
yeah,
snuck her in there.
it's the way to go.
It's when he was actually at that time filming The Ultimate Fighter, I think against Nog, Big
I
Nog.
forgot
But
about
anyway,
that.
so yeah, Fabricio Verdum against Alexei Olenek. I'm taking Verdum. I don't really want him to win, but I guess I'll take him.
Yeah,
Who
same.
knows? Pettis and Cowboy. So this is an interesting fight for me. I think. What do you think of this fight? First of all,
I mean, it's a great matchup. Um,
Pettis beat him before,
yeah,
so
I was just about to use that as one of my factors in terms of motivation. Like, unfortunately, Cowboy came out when he said, this week or just at the end of last week when he said that he didn't feel like he showed up for Connor.
mm-hmm.
So I already think he's going to be highly motivated there. B, like you just brought up, he's lost this guy before, so he's got that extra motivation to avenge that loss. And then you'll see, I think that he's just he's getting down to his last couple of fights, man. He's going to want to put on a show. I mean, I think he signed a deal, multiple fight deal, somewhat recent, but I honestly think he's a couple, maybe one or two losses away from just being like, all right, man, I got 2 kids and a wife and a ranch and enough money to live, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up losing this fight if he took a serious thought at retiring, man.
Even if he wins it,
I think with the win, man, the kind of guy like he is,
I
I
don't
don't
think he
think he's
wants to be
ever
a gatekeeper. I mean, I don't think he likes that role. You know what I mean?
right.
I don't think
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think he
that's
would
true.
like that. But he's number 6. I mean,
Right, so he's
but
still in the
okay,
thick of it, but fuck,
but
that's the worst division to be in.
right. Here's where what I'm thinking. So you look at his last fights. Okay, he just went through a murderer's row. I mean, I know you don't like Conor at 170. I don't really like him at 170 either. But Conor's Conor, and he did what he did to him. You
Yeah,
know.
he fucked him up.
Then before that he fought Gaethje, got knocked clean out. Then fought Tony before that.
Got fucked up.
Got his eye, like,
Yeah,
I can't believe it's even healed to this day.
right.
Before that, he beat Ali Quinta, beat Hernandez, the kid that was talking all
Gang
that
and shit.
smoke
Yeah.
about him. Beat Platinum Perry,
Mm-hmm.
lost Leon Edwards, and then beat Medeiros, and then lost to Darren Till. So look who he's losing to. His only losses in since 2017: Darren Till,
He's a
Leon Edwards,
fucking gorilla.
right? Darren Till, Leon Edwards, Tony
Yeah,
Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor. Those
dude.
are who he's losing to. Like, everyone's saying Cowboys, but those are who he's losing to. Now let's take a look at Tony. Lost to Ferreira, his
You
last
talking about
fight.
Pettis?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Anthony
Yeah,
Pettis.
yeah.
Lost to Ferreira, his last fight. Got submitted. Lost to Nate. Beat Josh Thompson on that Superman punch knockout, which was unbelievable.
Wait. He lost to Nate? I thought he won.
No, he lost to Nate. That's what Nate won that, and then fought for the BMF after he beat Pettis.
That's right. I forgot that.
Yeah,
I was mixing those two up. Those
yeah.
fights up. Yeah.
Lost to beat Josh Thompson before that. Before that, he lost to Tony Ferguson. Before that, he beat Michael Chiesa,
Yeah.
and then before that, he lost to Dustin Poirier. So, I mean, I went way back, and like since he won the belt, which was way back when he was on the cover of
Well,
Wheaties.
didn't he win the belt because he won the last fight against
Benson.
Bendo and WEC? So he
Benson.
was
No,
given Wasn't he given the belt because you beat
No,
Benson?
I think Henderson won the belt here. Benson Henderson won the belt in the
What?
yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
I thought Pettis won that fight, and it was
But no,
like
Pettis beat him after that when they went to the UFC.
I remember that. Oh, so he
Yeah,
must have had the belt when he came over.
yeah. Henderson. Who
Wait, how
did
the fuck did Ben? How did Ben Henderson win that fight
he didn't win that fight? Hold on,
in
let me look.
WEC?
No, no, he didn't win that fight.
Oh, okay.
The Showtime one where he
Yeah,
jumped off
off
the.
the cage. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he won that.
So
Pettis won that fight.
Pettis,
But
he won the
here,
belt. That was the last fight of WEC history. So didn't he come into the UFC getting the belt handed to him?
no, he beat Frankie Edgar. Pettis beat Frankie Edgar, or I mean Henderson beat Frankie Edgar. He lost to Anthony Pettis in WEC.
Yeah.
Then they came. That was the last fight at WEC 53.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came to UFC, beat Mark Bocek, beat Jim Miller, beat Clay Guida, beat Frankie Edgar for the belt. Rematch Frankie Edgar, beat him again. Beat Nate Diaz, beat Gilbert Melendez, then lost the belt to Anthony Pettis.
Dude, that is crazy. So what the fuck did Pettis do from WEC to then?
Well, since then, that's what I'm saying. You have to look at since then. So after WEC, he lost to Clay Guida. He came to the
I
UFC
remember that fight.
Ultimate Fighter
He got
finale.
just dogged. I remember that
Yeah.
fight.
Then he beat Jeremy Stevens, beat Joe Lozon, beat Cowboy. Then he beat Benson Henderson for the belt. Then he beat Gilbert Melendez. So listen to his fights after he beats. I never knew this. So he beats Benson Henderson, goes on the back cover of Wheaties, right? Goes on the
Yeah.
Wheaties box. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then he beats Gilbert Melendez. Then he loses the belt to Rafael dos Anjos.
Mm-hmm.
Loses to Eddie Alvarez. Loses to Edson Barbosa. Beats Cowboy Oliveira, loses to Max Holloway, beats Jim Miller, loses to Dustin Poirier,
Mm.
beats beats Michael Chiesa, loses to Tony Ferguson, beats Wonder Boy, loses to Nate, and loses to Diego Ferreira. So since he won he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. He's 4-8 in his last 12 fights.
God damn.
That's what I'm saying.
You would never think that.
I know. When I was looking that up, I'm like, that can't be right. But yeah, he's 4-8 in his last since he won the belt, or since he lost the belt. One of those 8 is the loss to Rafael dos Anjos.
That is crazy, man.
I mean, he won 5 fights before that, but
Right.
it's still 9-8. You know,
Yeah, that's
he's
crazy.
still not. He's 9-9 in the UFC.
I mean, if you think about it, there's not many fighters that are as famous as him with a record like that.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Without being labeled as a gatekeeper. You know what I mean? Mark Hunt's 9-8, but he's a gatekeeper. Fucking Keith Jardine was a gatekeeper. He was 9-8 probably, or even actually he was probably a little better than that. But yeah, Pettis, you would never in a million years, I would never have thought he's 9-8. That's crazy.
Well, even 4-8 in his last 12.
Right.
That's nuts. Like how does he? I mean, I love him. I love Anthony Pettis, but
he brings the fight. I mean, he's a great fighter to have on the roster, no matter what.
Yeah, he's exciting. He's exciting. He brings that kind of a fight, and
he's got a good attitude. He's fucking.
He's too silly. He tries stuff that he shouldn't be doing.
That's Duke Rufus for you, man.
Right. Well, and then he broke his hand when they stopped the fight against Tony. That was a good fight too. But anyway,
stop to remember that.
So I think
I lean towards Cowboy, but I don't know if that's my heart or my.
I do too. But if I'm, man.
But now that you said all this shit about Pettis' record, man, it's kind of like, oh.
I don't know if. You don't know what Cowboy's going to show up, right? If his head's going to be in it. You don't know what Pettis is going to show. I mean, he's going to show up to fight, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But is Cowboy, is he ready, you think? I mean, he got banged up last year 3 times. Or twice last year and then once early this year, whatever.
I mean, luckily he got banged up quickly this one. Like,
yeah.
He didn't get knocked out cold or anything, but he got, pieced up a little bit.
Right.
Couple shoulders to the jaw.
Right. And then
Who knows? I mean, Puna.
yeah, I don't know. I think what are the odds on this one?
I
Anthony
have no idea what the odds on that one are.
Pettis is favored. He's minus 145 to plus 125 for Cowboy.
That's damn close.
Yeah.
That's about
Wow.
right to me.
All right. So then
Yeah,
main.
I lean towards Cowboy.
You got Cowboy. I'm gonna see. Do I pick with my heart or who I think's gonna win?
Oh, so you think Pettis is gonna win?
I for some reason I don't think Cowboy's ready, and I think he's on. I think he's done. I hate to say it, but I do.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't think that's out of bounds.
Yeah. Man, I feel like I just cheated on my girlfriend.
I do love that dude. He's the shit.
All right.
That's
So
my favorite
then we'll go to main
main
card,
card.
and then of course, who really gives a shit about the first fight? Greg Hardy
Oh,
against Jorgen De Castro,
Greg Hardy versus pick a name.
Yamir Shmanov. I mean,
Yeah,
who, dude? This guy he's 5-0. Neither one of them are ranked. So how are they on the
because of his name, man.
stupid?
Simply
I
because
mean,
of his name.
more people
He's
want to see
headlined.
this guy.
He's headlined a couple times, hasn't he? Like fight nights.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed.
That's all his name.
Um, yeah, who I don't know. This guy's only has one fight in the UFC. He's 5-0. So I mean, he's as green as they come.
The only silver lining to him fighting these bums is that one day he's gonna end up having to fight Derek Lewis or somebody that.
But he did. I thought he was going to get worked by who was it? Who did he fight? Who did he lose to? Volkov?
I
Who did
think
he
so.
just fight? Was it Volkov?
Yeah, but
Because
he just got outclassed in that fight. It
yeah,
wasn't like he got beat up.
right. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was
No,
Volkov. It was a 3-round decision.
I want that guy to fight Derek Lewis soon.
Yeah, so do I. But he's got to get ranked. One of
Okay.
these guys is probably going to be ranked in the top 15 after this fight. He's 5-1, 5-0. I mean, I don't know. I really don't care. I guess I'm picking if with my head I'll pick Hardy.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. I remember this guy's fight. He fought that what the hell's his name? Uh, Tafa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he knock him out him pretty bad.
Knock
So
him
I
out.
mean, all these heavyweights, man. If they put hands on you, you're done. So who knows? Uh, Hopefully, maybe this will be the time I get to see Greg Hardy, biting on the canvas. But I don't really care. Honestly, that's probably where I'm going to go make some Kern. Go get
Right.
go get a fresh sugar-free Baja Blast, and call it the night.
Right.
Maybe hit the head. Who knows? Hopefully, I'll get run upstairs hearing Joe Rogan scream at an empty arena. Oh, he's out.
That's
But,
so weird, man. I just remembered that when you said that. Holy
yeah.
shit.
So then the next fight is, I mean, it's the pick for a lot of people to be fight of the night. Calvin Kattar against Jeremy Stevens. What do you?
Like that fight, man. That's
Yeah,
good.
I like that fight too. I'm going to tell you what I think before you go. Is that
Yeah.
is that is that acceptable? I think Calvin Kattar's going to win the fight.
The floor is yours. Yeah.
I think he's
Your
going to
pick.
win the fight. I think Jeremy Stevens. He's got a ton of power in the left. That everyone, I mean, we know that, but he hasn't won. He hasn't beat anyone really in a long time. Um, I mean, the that was in the beginning of 2018 when he beat Choi, the kid from I think is he Chinese? He's Oriental kid. I don't know where he's from. Uh,
Oriental. Is he
I don't
abroad?
know. I don't know what he is. Like he was supposed to be this big up and coming kid, and Jeremy Stevens just knocked him, you know, back over far. Never mind. That's it.
Holy
But
shit.
yeah, I'm just gonna stop. But then he beat Josh Emmett, and then he lost to Jose Aldo, which was the fight where everyone thought Jose Aldo was back. That was the one where everyone was like, "Oh man, Jose, it's the old Jose." Remember that when
Yep.
he looked really good against Jeremy Stevens, beat him
Yeah,
in.
he did.
Then he lost to Magomed Sharipov. Jeremy Stevens lost to him in unanimous decision. Then they had that stupid no contest, the 15 seconds with Yair Rodriguez,
Oh yeah, that
and
sucked.
then Yair Rodriguez just beat him at the end of last year when they
Right.
ran it back.
Yep.
So, but then you look at Calvin Kattar, and he is, I mean, I think he's got the more impressive resume. See, when you talk about gatekeeper, that's how I kind of look at Jeremy Stevens,
Yeah,
where I think Calvin Kattar is coming up.
for
I
sure.
think Jeremy Stevens has just been, treading water
I
in
agree with all
the,
that.
the back end of the top 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he does possess the power. I mean, he's got the most power in the featherweight division. Who the fuck
Who
is
the
that guy?
fuck is that guy?
But he's got some heavy power. But I mean, he's losing these decisions, left and right.
Right.
So I just think Calvin Kattar is going to beat him.
Well, as my family friend Eric Steele would say, he likes to watch our videos, so I always appreciate him. I got to give him a
Perfect.
shout out. He always goes, I love listening to you guys until you start talking about those guys humping in the octagon.
Nice.
Every time we're
I'll be
talking
sure I
about
don't
fights,
bring
I
it up.
always think of him. I'm like,
Oh, he doesn't
one
like
thing you can
fights?
say, I don't think I don't think he likes the UFC too much, but
How's he
what's
letting
funny
up?
is that, like, if he's listening to this,
He
this is
probably
one
checks out
fight
all
where
the
you
time.
won't have to worry about two
Yeah.
dudes humping.
No, that's not going to happen. These guys are going to throw down, and
Yeah.
somebody's getting knocked silly.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I'm picking Kattar. Who won against? Did he beat Magomed Sharipov? He did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's won. His only loss is against Moicano in 18 in his last bunch of fights. So yeah, I think he's on his way up. I think he wins. Let me see the odds before we go. Yeah, he's a big favorite. He's a big favorite. Wow, he's minus 250 against
Hmm.
plus 110.
Yep. I think I couldn't really add anything to that except that I only think Jeremy Stevens just has a puncher's chance to beat him.
He's got one of these.
Got one of those fucking fists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he only has a puncher's chance. I think Cater's on his up. He's on the up and up. He's quick. He's technical. He's fucking pretty
Right.
nasty, man. I think he's gonna be someone to reckon with within the next year or two, as long as the fights keep rolling.
All right. Now we got Francis Ngannou against Jairzinho Rosenstrike.
That's the fight. I might be besides the main event. That might be the one I'm most stoked
Dude,
about.
I am like,
See that?
these two. Well, one just scares me. Like,
It scares everybody.
but that's the thing. Like, if he fights like he did against Derek Lewis, because he was afraid of Derek Lewis's power, because it was
Mm-hmm.
finally the one time where he thought that somebody could put him away, just like he like shuts the light off from
Yep.
everyone when he touches
Mm-hmm.
him. So he's once again fighting somebody that is that caliber of striker as far as power,
Yeah.
right? And Jairzinho actually has a better resume than Derek Lewis. If you look, I mean, not in the UFC necessarily, but if you look at his kickboxing resume and everything like that,
Yeah.
that dude's a freaking animal, and he doesn't lose.
Yeah. And he's gonna want to really prove himself in this fight, man.
Right, right. Because I think he had an awful performance
I was just about to say he was
against
gonna lose
Alice.
that fight against
Absolutely.
Ford.
He lost 4 minutes and 55 seconds straight of that fight, and then one strike just blew his lip into pieces. And
Straight up pipe bomb came out of his fucking fist.
dude, I was so mad.
That is
I
the
love
gnarliest
that.
lip of all time, man.
Dude, it was so good. Ugh.
If only you could just pop that little like flash like Fight Club when Brad Pitt
Oh my gosh.
cuts the dude's penis into the film. Right now, if we remember in Fight
I
Club
think,
when he
yeah, I remember that, but what the hell are you talking about?
saying right now, if you could just blip that fucking picture of Overeem right now while we're
Oh my
talking.
god. Oh, I
Oh
guess
man, it's so gnarly.
I thought you were trying to look at penises. I'm like,
No,
you're being weird.
no,
But
I will do that after we stop
yeah,
recording.
perfect. So I don't know, man. I think I want Ngannou either way. So the way that I see the heavyweight division playing out, Stipe doesn't want to fight. Um, they were talking about August for him in DC. Stipe can't train right now, so that's what he's saying. He can't even get into the gym and train. He says he's gonna have to train for DC if they're that's the fight he wants. He wants to
Yeah.
give it to DC, but he can't train, so that's on hold. DC's not gonna fight Ngannou. That's not happening. I mean, he's not gonna do it. If he doesn't fight Stipe, he's not fight. He's done. He's gonna retire, which I would too. I'm not. I
No,
wouldn't
I
go
agree.
anywhere
I agree
near
with
that guy.
I agree with Cormier on that.
But so I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
agree
Do
with
we
Cormier saying what he said, but I agree with what generally what he was saying.
that he's a better fighter than Stipe?
But I mean, get the fuck out of here, man.
Are you out of your mind? He
I'm
definitely
just
is.
saying.
100%.
Oh, come on, come on.
Dude.
He had it all on the table, and he got fucking pieced up in the last fight. I mean, what is he just so arrogant that he lost the fight? That he already? I don't understand. The two
He
different
was
wins.
winning that
I'm more
fight.
impressed with Stipe's win than I'm impressed with Cormier's win.
Why?
Cormier
Because
hit
he
him
came back and he was losing. Stipe was losing the entire fight.
the entire fight. I thought it was
The
very
entire
back and
fight.
forth. I thought it was
No.
very back and forth.
Good Lord.
There
No.
were moments when Cormier had the fight, or it looked like Cormier had the fight. There was also a moment where Stipe looked like he had the fight,
There
and
was.
then Stipe closed in on the last chance that he had, and he fucked him up. I mean, but you are a little biased about fucking
dude.
Urkel.
No, because DC down in the first round, and he should have done it every round. He took him down the first round, definitely won the
Yeah.
first round. Then he realized he can box with him, and he's outclassing him on the feet. Then Stipe finally realized that Cormier's got an inner tube that I could very easily hit in the fourth round, and started doing that. And that's when he went down. That was it. He was winning 3 rounds to none. There's no doubt in my mind.
I don't know.
Anyway, we're agree to disagree.
I mean,
Yeah.
you love you some Urkel though. So
Dude, you're such a
a
hater.
better
It's
fighter
incredible.
though. I mean,
He is a better
hard to
fighter.
say. He had the more impressive win.
Oh, he knocked him silly.
It was a fucking close punch that was in the clinch. It wasn't
And
like
he knocked him clean out.
after he caught him with a punch in the clinch.
Right?
It was
So?
a great punch. I'm just saying, like, you
Hey.
could say that, but
Okay.
Stipe piecing him up on the body and the face is a more impressive win than in the clinch, a surprise punch that caught him off guard and then he knocked him out.
He totally set that punch up.
Dude, it was a great move, totally unexpected, but not as impressive as Stipe just dogging his ass.
Stipe hitting him in the fat gut. That's more impressive to you.
How hard is it to protect your fat gut? I mean, he got
Dude.
fucking hit with the same exact punch
like
27 times.
Okay. You might be right there. Might have been 27. But
just saying.
Can you agree
you
with
were
me?
like, I still remember you were pretty much crawling in the corner of your fucking house at that point.
Who if DC continued to wrestle him, like his corner was telling him,
right?
Does DC win that fight?
Probably.
Better fighter. That's it. Done.
Well,
that's all.
Coachability goes into who's the better fighter, and he was not coachable that night. So his inner tube was very, very out there.
Fighter. So Francis, who do you think is going to win? Honestly, who do you think is going to win this fight? Do you think Francis is going to come and try to take his head off? Or do you think he's going to fight like he did against Derek Lewis?
Fuck, man, that's such a good question. I think he's better now than he was with Derek Lewis. So I think he's going to come in and he's going to have like a mixture of the two. He's going to be a little calculated, but he's also going to be like, I'm going to fuck this guy up and I'm going to pressure the shit out of him. Because, again, like you said, dude, his fight against Overeem, aside from the last punch, was not that impressive. So
who had the impressive fight against Overeem?
I mean, it couldn't have been more impressive.
Oh,
looked like a fucking world beater in that fight. Yeah, I mean, I lean towards Ngannou big time.
Okay.
But again, like you always say, dude, you're right. Heavyweights, all it takes is that one.
Especially with these two guys, man. And that's the thing too, with Ngannou. I think he's got to look out for the feet. Because I think Rosenstrike hasn't really shown that much, right?
No, he has.
Because he hasn't had to.
He's not going to try and do feet with Overeem, so he didn't do much of that.
Right? No, you don't want to do. He was so you could tell he was like intimidated by Overeem. I thought he was like,
though, man, so much experience.
But man, but then you look at it also, Overeem pretty much worked him. He wasn't really hitting him he was just, outclassing him for
Yeah,
4 rounds, 4.9 rounds.
right,
But he didn't have a mark on his face, Jarzinho. Like he was just
right.
eating it. Who eats stuff from Alistair? Now,
No,
I don't think nobody eats stuff from Alistair, but nobody eats stuff from Francis. So if he
except Steve.
thinks, yeah, that was weird. That was weird. But
But he's the best. But he's
people
a
are
good fighter.
saying that fight and that those punches he took in that first round might have
Mhm.
affected him against the fight at DC. He might have still been a little,
Loopy, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, that's
I
just
can't believe he didn't fall at
no,
least once in that
no,
fight, dude.
that was crazy. But I think if Rosenstrike tries to play that game and take punches from Francis, it's going to be a short night. I think if he's going to try and counter him, if
Hmm.
they're man, you're playing with fire because if you're sitting there waiting to counter and you get hit before you get the chance to counter, you're going to sleep.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
yeah.
don't know. I don't, but man,
What was Ngannou's last fight again?
uh, Junior,
Is it still Santos? Yeah.
yeah, Junior Dos Santos, and then before that it was Kane, and then Blades before that maybe.
Yeah.
No, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll look right
Because
now.
he lost to Blades
Blades.
first time. Yeah.
He beat Blades. No, he's a
I thought he lost the first time to Blades and he beat him. Am I
um.
mixing that up? Because I remember
Oh, he
being
beat him
like, "Oh
twice.
fuck, if he loses to Blades."
He beat him. He beat him both times.
Okay.
He's only lost to Stipe and Derek Lewis. It's his only losses. He's 10-2. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ah, man, I kind of want Francis to win because I want to see him and Stipe again. If Stipe,
If
because
he
I don't
doesn't
think
fight
Stipe,
Cormier, yeah.
right? I don't think he's gonna fight DC. I don't think that's. I think that will be a fight like towards the end of the year. Ngannou Stipe, like
Yeah.
maybe New
Yeah,
York
that's
City
all.
or something, November.
It's the shittiest thing about the Cormier situation is that Cormier doesn't have that much time to sit around.
No man, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Well,
So
he was already supposed to retire 2 months ago from what he said a year ago.
right,
Before he fought Stipe the second time, he said, "I'm doing this fight. I'm doing Brock, and then I'll fight Stipe." And then Brock obviously fell through.
right.
So March of 2020 was what I think he put out there in the beginning. But
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of sucks for him. As much as I, bust your balls about Cormier, that I I would think I do think he deserves that rubber match, obviously. So I hope to God something works out in that sense that they get to fight,
Right.
and then we get the bonus of whoever. Well, actually, even if Cormier wins that, he's not fighting. So Stipe's probably fighting Ngannou at least.
Yeah, so say DC wins. Say DC beats Stipe and then he
Yeah,
walks away.
yeah, he'll walk off.
But then what do you do with the belt? Do you give it? It depends on how Stipe loses. If Stipe gets knocked out again in the
Yeah,
first round or something, who you fight? Who's gonna fight Francis for the belt?
yeah, it's gonna be vacant for until that fight, and they won't just hand it to anyone, right?
No. Yeah, they'd have to fight for it. But who's gonna fight him? It's not gonna be Stipe if he gets knocked out. He's not gonna fight for 3 straight titles.
Yeah, there's not really that many heavyweights are at that caliber yet, though. So
No, I guess
and it
uh,
you can again, I don't see Stipe
they
losing
probably put
badly
Hardy
if
in
he
there
does lose. Hardy.
if he wins. If he has an impressive win, they'll put him in against Steve. Oh, imagine him against
I would
Ngannou.
love to see your face
Oh,
if Hardy beat Ngannou.
I'll quit.
Your jaw hit the floor, dude. You'd be
I'll
like,
I'll quit.
I'm fucking done
I
watching fights.
Yep. Well, they have so Curtis Blades is ranked third, Junior is ranked fourth, Derek Lewis fifth. Yeah, so who's gonna fight for the
None of
belt?
those guys. And then,
No. Then you got Rosenstrike, Volkov, and Overeem. None of them.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, you watch Hardy's gonna get there. I'm
He
telling
has to. I mean, that's why they're putting him. That's why they're grooming him the way they are.
you, he'll if he's in the top 10, I might not watch the UFC ever again. If he wins and is in the top 10,
Oh, right
I'm
now, like if
yep.
he
If
wins
he
this
wins
fight
this
and he
fight
gets the
and he's
top
in the
10,
yep,
I mean, that's what 4 or 5 wins though. I mean, in a
I,
weaker division is what I'm saying.
I don't care. He's not even fighting anyone that's ranked. We're talking crazy talk now. All right, so both of us think Ngannou.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
confident in Ghana. Like I'm more
he's my
confident in picking him
he's
than
minus
most.
275 and plus two against plus 235. She's a pretty big favorite.
Yep,
So then we got a big fight, Cejudo against Cruz.
that's an interesting fight. I would
It,
love to see Cruz beat him. That'd be awesome.
very interesting fight. He's only lost once in his career, by the way,
Right.
in the
Right.
WEC to Uriah
So you're
when
right. Yeah.
when he like had the Justin Bieber hair.
Yep.
Cruz did.
Wait. Question: Did he beat? Is he the only one that ever beat Mighty Mouse besides Cejudo?
Yeah, yeah.
I always mixed it up
Because I
if
think
he
that's when
lost to
Mighty
Mighty
Mouse
Mouse or
tied it. No, he only has one loss.
right.
He's 18-1.
Right.
He beat
Well,
Demetrius Johnson.
he got fucked up by Cody, so he's got 2 losses.
He didn't lose to Cody.
Cruz got
Oh
fucked
yeah,
up
yeah.
by
That's
Cody.
you're right. You're right. That's right. Decision.
Yeah, that was
That's
his last fight, bro, which was like 3 or 4 years ago.
that's right. Okay,
It's
that's
crazy. Yeah, Cody fucked him up
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Holy
So,
shit,
2016. So three and change.
that's crazy, man. I still remember that fight pretty
Yeah,
well.
that is right. So he was 18-2.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds more. I knew he had at least. Yeah, but I mean, he went a long ass time. That Uriah fight was a really long time ago. So
Yeah. Cejudo is 15-2, right? Yeah, it's
I
15
know he
and
lost
2.
to Mighty Mouse once. Who else did he lose to? Dodson?
No, oh, what
Did
the
he
hell's his
beat
name?
Dodson? I can't remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's gonna really bother me. I'm gonna have to look it up now. No, it's gonna piss me off as soon as I see it. Oh my shit.
Maybe he lost to one of the female chicks he was talking shit about.
Oh man, no.
I'd love to see that Carolina chick fight him.
Yeah, Joseph Benavidez. That's who it is.
Oh, okay.
He lost to Benavidez after he lost to Mighty Mouse.
Okay. But since then, no losses.
Right.
Double champ. Fucker. My
Triple,
boy
triple C.
TJ had to go and get popped for fucking roid monkeys.
Juice. Weighing 135 pounds and taking the juice. 25? No, well, he's 35.
Nobody went down to 25 and he popped,
Yeah.
which is so weird.
No, that's how he won the belt because he was up. He
Oh,
took
he did
he
go up.
took his belt. Yeah, it was
I
35.
thought TJ came down.
No, new sir. So I don't know who. First of all, Dominic Cruz has always said that ring rust is not a thing.
All right, this is the perfect opportunity to
But
prove it.
dude, when ring rust meets father time, I mean that's two deadly things you're flirting with. You know
Dude,
what I
and
mean?
he's had so many fucking shitty lingering injuries.
Right. I mean, he's got. Does he
Plantar
even have
fasciitis.
any ligaments in his knees left?
Right.
Um,
It's hard to
so
see him.
thing with that
And
fight,
his fight style though is like
is
his fight style is so wacky that
Matrix.
maybe he like I could see him winning a decision. I don't see him obviously knocking
Well,
Cejudo out at
do you
all.
think
But
does Cejudo take him down? That's it.
yeah,
Right? You
I
think
think
he
he's
does?
gonna dick ride him the whole time.
That's, but I don't know, man. You gotta catch Dominic's pretty squarely.
I was gonna say you got to get him down though. So I mean that's why it's an intriguing matchup because even
Right.
though Cruz technically on paper doesn't deserve a title shot, but if there's a guy out there who doesn't deserve it on paper, he's kind of
But can still win it.
he's kind of the
Right.
perfect candidate to win.
Right.
But
I
we don't
agree.
know a lot about Cejudo, man. We don't see him enough. He's obviously a really really good wrestler, and his hands have gotten way better. But I I don't know if it's just my dislike for him that I
Uh,
feel like he's susceptible. I don't know. It could be totally my brain being off, but I could totally see Cruz grinding out a five round
a
decision.
decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think this is another instance where I used to hate Dominic Cruz because I always loved Team Alpha Male. So,
Yeah, same.
but lately with him being a commentator, I've kind of liked him a little bit more, and it's weird.
He's a great commentator.
Right,
He's so
knowledgeable.
smart.
Yeah,
He
and
speaks well.
the way he thinks about the fight game and competition in general, I really like that. So, and I don't like Henry Cejudo, and he just bothers me. Um,
Nah, he's annoying as shit.
the Napoleon complex, it seems like he has. I don't know. I want Dominic Cruz. I don't think he's gonna win. That
Yeah,
pretty much there. That's where I'm at with that one. And then all we have left is the main event.
the, one of the most exciting fights, man. There's just no way this fight's not gonna be exciting. I'm just praying nothing crazy happens, like a fucking cut, which could totally happen. A
Oh,
cut that'll end the
sure.
fight.
Well, with Justin Gaethje saying I want Tony to break my nose so I can get it fixed. What? I want him to break my nose so I can get it fixed. Okay.
Dude, that fight's
Like,
gonna be
but see,
awful.
you and I have talked a couple times, um, and I've heard it other places too. The one thing, I mean, Tony's won 12 fights in a row. You can't take that away from him.
Yep.
He's a freaking stud. Justin has lost to some people who, you know, can
Pressure.
put it on. Yeah, like
Yeah.
exactly.
Poirier.
Like Eddie
That
Alvarez,
Poirier fight
Poirier,
was fucking
right?
awesome. I
When
can
he
totally
lost
see
that,
it feeling.
when he lost to Eddie, when Eddie was like before, like whatever. I think Connor took half of Eddie in that fight, and just he's never found it since then
Oh my
because
god.
it's a different Eddie Alvarez. But anyway,
Yeah.
they fight kind of similar to Tony. No one fights like Tony. Like
Right.
that pressure, that type of pressure to put that pace on him. You know what I mean? That's how they beat him. Now, I'm not saying Gaethje will back down. I'm not saying that his card. I mean, he's obviously he's said he can't go 25 rounds. He's got to get him out of there inside of 18 minutes, which is crazy to say, but cool for him to admit it. The
Right.
one thing about Tony is that he does get hit, and he'll
True.
take one to give one. Do you think he can take one of Justin's? Like that's the question in this fight to me.
Yeah, it is. Well, I was trying to think if that popped in my mind like a month ago when this whole thing started going down to who was gonna fight and it wasn't Khabib.
Yeah.
I started thinking about like at least his last 4 or 5 fights, Tony's taking some shots. And I was trying to think of like, okay, let's take those last few guys. If you got it up there for Tony,
Yeah.
like, any of those dudes hit harder than Gaethje,
Well, I don't think anyone in that division hits harder than Gaethje.
right? So
That's what I'm saying.
that's why Gaethje has a leg up there. But
So
I also,
he's fought his
as soon as I think
fights are
Gaethje, I'm like,
Cowboy,
it's fucking Tony, man.
Cowboy, and Anthony Pettis, Kevin Lee, Rafael dos Anjos, Venata, and Edson.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, Dos Anjos has his moments where he hits hard, but not as wild as Gaethje.
No, and Edson
Gaethje,
will mess you up with the legs, with the leg kicks, but it's not
yeah,
like the power of Gaethje. Like nothing. I don't think he's seen that. And if he's sticking his chin out there to say I'll take one to give one,
right.
no, no, I don't
I
think he's
personally,
smart.
as much as I give Gaethje credit, um, I truly think Tony Ferguson is the best 155er in the planet, and I think he has been for a while, and he's had some bad luck, and I think it's only a matter of time until he's, finally gets that belt. I've been honest to God. I've thought Tony was gonna be the champ for about
Well, and
4 years now.
I think he is the champ. First of all, I don't consider Khabib the champ. He never won the belt. He
Oh,
didn't.
I think he's the champ. I think he's
He
the
did.
champ.
What did he do to? He beat El Iaquinta for the belt. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, but I mean, it's
He
not.
and then he beat Dustin Poirier. Okay, look at
But
the
he beat
resumes.
Connor. He beat Connor.
Okay, look at the resumes of look who Tony's fought against Khabib.
Yeah,
It's night and day.
yeah, but that's just That's just a matter of circumstance that just sucks for Tony. I'm
But that's
saying in
why
general.
I consider him the champion. I think
Yeah,
he's the champion.
I'm just saying all
I think
around.
Khabib's
I don't think anybody
not.
can fuck with Tony. And like, I mean, but Gaethje, I think Gaethje's one of maybe 2 or 3 dudes that could beat him. But if I had to put any money on it, I don't think Tony loses to anybody if he fights, the way he can. And there's just this you always say, dude, he's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He's kind of the perfect fighter, man. He's
He's
well
nuts.
rounded in every aspect of fighting. He's fucking nuts. Isn't he Mexican?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, they're the baddest motherfuckers on the planet besides Russians. So they are, man. They're,
But
when it
you
comes
look
to fighting, dude, if you're not Mexican or Russian, bro, you're just kind of fucking partaking.
oh jeez. But you look at look at Gaethje's he only has two losses. And that's
Yeah,
the Alvarez and Poirier.
yeah.
But
And they
so
were the
he's
same exact fight, dude, just back and forth. Who's
well
gonna get knocked out
his
first?
debut he beat Michael Johnson.
Yeah,
But even in that fight he's taking him. Like he's walks straight down and just
yeah.
throws. The thing about Gaethje is he's an excellent wrestler, but he never uses it
Never uses it.
ever.
No.
So then he tried to do the same thing against Eddie Alvarez, tried to do the same thing against Dustin Poirier. Then he switched it up, and he
Mm-hmm.
said, "I'm not going to walk you down. Like I'm not going to just walk straight forward. I'm going to try and fight a little smarter." And then he's starting to knock people clean out. All his next three fights are first round knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's against James Vick, Edson, which that one broke my heart into little
That was
pieces,
wild, man.
and then Cowboy.
Which I knew was coming. Unfortunately, I did not like that
Yeah.
matchup at all for Cowboy.
No. But that's kind of how I feel about it with Tony because man, I feel like Tony is going to try he's gonna get hit. And I think didn't he got wobbly or dropped a little bit when he fought Anthony Pettis.
He did. He got wobbled. He fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And that was only a 1 round, 2 round fight, 1 round, right? 1 round?
I thought it went two and he lost it
Did
to,
it?
or Pettis lost him to it, I thought. I
It
got,
was in
didn't it
between
get,
rounds. In between rounds,
oh,
yeah. He
that's what it
broke
was.
his hand.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if it was in between first and second or second and third. But either way, um, yeah, he likes the chaos. They were both like messed up. I don't think he can like I said, he doesn't mind taking one to give one.
Right, but he might meet his match in that sense, yeah.
Right, you don't want to take it from him.
Great
You
story.
don't
I
want
mean,
to
it's
do
a
that.
great storyline. It's a great premise. We don't know. He definitely has never taken a shot from a dude as powerful as Gaethje.
Never, never.
So that's a great premise to why he could actually be the one that beats Tony. But
Right.
I just think Tony is so fucking well rounded.
I honestly think either one of these guys beat Khabib. I think either one
Yeah,
of them. Yep.
I never really
100%.
thought about Gaethje versus Khabib too much.
I
I've
think
only thought about Tony and Khabib for
I
however many
definitely think
years
he
now.
beats Khabib. I don't think because Gaethje doesn't get taken down. He doesn't get taken down.
Right.
I mean,
But
he's an
Khabib
he's
finds a
an
way
amazing
usually.
wrestler. Yeah, but man, if he's got to eat one, I'm just saying.
From Khabib, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, if he's got to eat
Oh,
one from Gaethje,
right.
if any of these guys have to eat one from Gaethje, they're done.
Right.
I don't know.
Most likely. Most likely.
Oh, I don't know,
Again,
man.
I'm still too confident in Tony. I've been too confident in him for years now. He's a
Yeah,
fucking freak, man.
I think he's crazy, but that's kind of where we're at. I think. Oh man, I don't know.
So who are you going with? I'm going with Tony. But your premise definitely made me, think.
Yeah, it scares me because I'm gonna go with Tony, but I'm gonna be like hedge my bet here because I don't know. Something tells me that he's gonna try if he tries to take one from him, it's not gonna be pretty. Because it's not like he's gonna be knocked silly like he did against Pettis and then be able to recover quick.
Yeah.
He's not going that. I hopefully they tell him they coach him up and say, dude, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
but he's nuts, man. He's a freaking weird dude, and he'll try some crazy shit.
He's so awesome though.
So, all right, That's it. We're both going with Tony. He's favored -185 to +160, so it's not that big of a gap. I
No.
thought it'd be a lot bigger.
Right.
And then I don't think I said Cejudo's -225. Cruz is +185. So.
It might be a nice little parlay.
Yeah, there's a couple of them here. Like if you took Jarzinho, and then a couple of the other ones in the undercard, like I don't know, Michelle Watterson, Uriah Hall, they're all underdogs, and Rosenstrike, and And I would take you know what, and bet against Greg Hardy because it's plus 165.
Mm.
Take that. Nice little parlay. So, all right. Well, that's pretty much it for that fight. Is there anything else you wanted to cover?
Who do you think? Just to end it, we'll bookend it with the football. Who do you think's gonna win the? Who do you think's gonna win the NFC South?
Oh,
Do you think that? You think they'll take over the Saints, or do you think it's gonna take a year?
it can't. It can't. They can't. They
Can't
don't have
take
a
a
year
year.
to wait. They
They don't have
can't.
a year.
Nope.
They signed Brady to a 2-year.
Yeah, but yeah, they
It's a
did,
lot
but
of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure to 1 year.
yeah, and that's the thing that bothers me. The other thing that bothers me is Jameis is really excited about being in New Orleans, and
Fuck, I didn't think about that too.
what the one thing that I think that they kind of told him that if he sits out and Breeze retires, I think that they're going to hand it to him, and that will absolutely rip my heart out.
That would be hard to watch.
Oh,
A
but this
division
year,
team. Yeah.
this year, man, I don't see them be. I think they're going to split with New Orleans because they always play New Orleans well.
Yeah.
It really depends on their defense, man. If their defense from the last 5 weeks of the year shows up, but you got to also look at when their defense wasn't that good. The first part of the year, they didn't have JPP. So
Mm-hmm.
you have Shaq Barrett and JPP and Ndamukong Suh and freaking what's his nuts there, um, Maui. That line is nasty. The front four is nasty. Then you have one. I mean, I think their defense is going to be better than it was last year.
Yeah. Their defense is
Man,
definitely going to be better. It's going to be in my opinion, it's going to be their anchor.
really, you think so?
Yeah, well, I think their offense is going to be more steady with Brady, obviously, but
I don't think
they're
they're going
not.
to put up the numbers.
They're not going to have. They're not going to have the easiest time throwing the ball because of the fact that nobody is scared of the running backs. But they are going to be good. Like their
Yeah,
offense is going to be good, dude.
but I don't think they're
But
going to put
I
the
think their
numbers in.
defense is going to be stellar. I think they're going to be a top 10 defense.
I hope so.
It's
if
just my
that
opinion. I don't know. Their
if
front like I'd say their front seven are up there.
right, yeah, and
And
then
that's
if
huge because you
Antoine
can have
Winfield Jr.
whatever cornerbacks and D backs. You can have them.
If Antoine Winfield Jr. is what people say he is, and like is like the most like the most savvy defensive player that was available.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. I think they have a chance to be really good. Do they have a chance to beat New Orleans? Probably not. I'm never gonna betting against Breeze, man. I've seen him too much. Um, and Sean Payton too. I think Sean Payton's one of the. I mean, I think he's one of the best coaches in the game. And yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna need like San Francisco to take them out in the playoffs or something like that. And then I like Tampa Bay against everyone except New Orleans. Put it that way.
Oh, okay.
That's how I like them against absolutely everyone except New Orleans.
In San Francisco, yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not afraid of San Francisco at all because they're running. I mean, San Francisco's running team. They're not gonna. Nobody can run on Tampa Bay. I mean, that's just the. I'm not being biased, but last year nobody could run on them.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh are
Jackson.
monsters, and then you have White, second year linebacker. He's a freaking stud, and Lamont David's one of the best linebackers in the league. So yeah, I don't see. I think I want San Francisco to take out New Orleans because I just need that
Problem
to
is
happen.
that if they happen to finish like what Bleacher said with 1-2, they wouldn't
Yeah,
even play New Orleans until the end if it went
right.
chalk. So
Yeah.
someone would have to take out New Orleans to get Tampa there.
Hmm.
Um,
So what do you guys you think you're obviously winning the West, right?
I hope. I think it's gonna be. I mean, barring any kind of crazy injury, I think it's gonna be San Fran and Seattle again battling for the top.
I don't.
Seattle wins.
I think it's gonna be
So
Arizona, man.
lucky,
I think Arizona's gonna be in there.
and I was just about to say, and I think Arizona is going to make their presence a little bit this year. Their offensive line is still kind of whack though, so
He
Kyler
makes
Murray better hope he don't get hurt
he
because he
makes
does
up
a lot of running outside.
right.
I could see him getting fucked up this year and getting a little cockier. Not cocky like Baker Mayfield, but just cockier in terms of running. Baker, man, that dude that's a serious year coming up here. I mean, he's got every piece of the puzzle waiting. He can't suck this year, bro, or he's
Right.
Dunsky.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I could totally see Kyler Murray getting hurt this year. But again, you also got Hopkins now, and that sucks that the Niners have to see him twice a year. But at
I
the
don't
same
want to.
time,
I don't
man,
want to
he's
hear
just a
about you.
fucking wide receiver.
I don't want to hear about you having to see good receivers. Okay,
I'm
we
not
have
saying him.
Julio
Yeah,
twice a year, Michael Thomas twice a year.
you know,
I mean, and then nobody
true.
in Carolina, Christian McCaffrey. But
Yeah.
no, so do you think it's going to come now? You think the two best in the NFC are New Orleans and San Fran, like Bleacher Report says, or do you think there's somebody? I don't think
Um,
Minnesota. I don't see
I don't think
Minnesota.
anyone in the North can hang.
Not Dallas.
Um, I don't like anybody in the East or the North, man. I think Dallas is so fucking soft. I know that everyone likes them, and they're very popular, so they're talked about a lot more.
Taters.
But I honestly, they do not scare me at all in terms of like the only team that scared me last year in the NFC was the fucking Saints, and Minnesota took them out. So
That's the thing. If you're a Saints fan, imagine being a Saints fan losing that way, the way they did the past 3 years, like the bullshit
oh,
pass
heartbreak.
interference,
Yeah,
the digs, the Minnesota catch.
yeah, that was two.
No, was that
So
Diggs? Yeah, it was
Diggs
Diggs.
was first. Diggs was
The
first,
Diggs,
then the
and then
pass
the pass
interference, and then
interference, then that drive last year when they didn't they kick a field goal and then Minnesota drove and won it, or did Minnesota just I don't
I think
remember.
I think the Saints scored at the end to
Field.
give it to overtime,
Oh, okay.
and
And then
then in overtime, Kyle Rudolph pushed the living shit out
yeah,
of that guy in the end.
right.
So yeah, they've
Dude,
had some heartbreak in the last 3 years.
can
But
you
dude,
imagine that?
as much as Saints fans get pissed, they lost 3 really big games last year at home. Like you you shouldn't lose in that dome ever.
No.
Ever. They lost to Atlanta. They got fucking pieced up by Atlanta. They lost a close one to San Fran. And then they lost a playoff game against the Vikings. I don't know. But it's coming down to the end for them, man. Their window is closing soon. Because as soon as Breeze is gone, that team is not going to be.
I just hope it's not Jameis.
It's a little presumptuous to say that, I guess, but I just don't. They
Well,
don't scare me when Breeze
their
isn't there.
defense doesn't scare me. That's the
No,
thing. That's the thing about them. Their
yeah.
defense, and that's the thing with the Bucks. Who are you covering? Like, who are you doubling? You can't double anyone.
You think OJ stays there?
Yeah, they picked up his fifth year.
Yeah, I didn't know if they did that though, just as a piece to possibly cheer him
No,
and say we'll cover X amount for
even if
next
they
year.
don't, even if they okay, then you still got Cam
Right.
Brate,
Yeah.
who I trust more than OJ. To be honest
Right.
with
Oh,
you,
big time.
after watching OJ let some go right through these mitts and into the other team, um, and fumble last year too. But anyway, uh, yeah, who are you covering? Who you can't you can't double Gronk. You can't. Are you gonna double?
We gotta wait on Gronk though, man. Like, dude
Yeah,
lost a lot of weight.
but
That
I understand that, but every time he was in New Orleans or when he was in New England, he was getting doubled and
yeah.
pretty much molested every time he went out to catch the
Well,
ball.
and even when he's molested, it doesn't matter. He still catches.
Right,
He's
but
one
you're
of my
not gonna be
favorite
able to do
players.
that. You can't
He's
do
one of
that.
my favorite non-49er players. I
I
love it.
think, man, who are you? I can't. I just can't wait to play Madden this year. How about that?
Yeah, your
Who's gonna
team's gonna
beat me in Madden with the Bucks now? That's where it's at.
right.
It's gonna be a lot of Gronkowski with those little flags. Oh yeah, little Gronk action.
Imagine if he
Okay,
was as good as Kittle too.
dude.
That's my dog, man. That guy's gonna
Gosh.
get paid this year.
By San Fran?
Yeah, he's got a
They're gonna,
contract coming up.
And they're gonna keep him.
They better fucking keep him. I will be so pissed. I was pissed that they traded Buckner, but I understood what they were doing because they couldn't pay Buckner and Kittle, and they knew they had to pick one, and they got a 13th overall draft pick, and were able to find a guy that could replace Buckner. But
Yeah, but
man,
that's the thing with defensive linemen. They don't usually like pan out the first year. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Usually,
yeah.
because Vita Vea didn't. He was supposed to be a man child, and he wasn't like.
Well, Bosa
God.
benefited from an already really good D
But
lines.
but I mean interior D linemen.
Oh,
You know what
like a
I mean?
D tackle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. They don't usually because it's a different beast that you're going against. You know,
I don't even consider Buckner a D tackle all the time because all those guys rotate right down the
right?
line. So
Yeah,
like Buckner will get paid as a D tackle, but he got 21 mil a year from the Colts.
that's ridiculous.
So I'm just like, as much as I loved Buckner on the team, that's a huge move. That's a great move by Lynch, I think, because you can't pay one dude on that line with that much talent 21 mil a year and then expect to extend Kittle, and that's just not going to happen. It's a heartbreaking move, but it was a fucking great move in the landscape. And then them drafting Kinlaw instead of Jerry Jeudy, or it, as much as it broke my heart, this is the smartest move they could do.
Yeah,
And then they got another kid from Arizona State later in the first round for receiver that's very much like Debo. So if he pans out to be anything like Debo was in his rookie year, they can be fucking really solid and not miss too many steps from last year. I mean, hard to repeat the past, especially when you lose the Super Bowl, but I don't know. I think they could still be one of the best teams.
I would really enjoy an NFC Championship, Bucks Niners
That would be
in the
fucking amazing, man.
in the man cave.
That would be so amazing, but I would have to I'd have to mute myself, man, because I would. Oh, every play, one of us would be there'd be raging on every single play. One of us.
Yeah,
That'd be
pretty
rough.
much. It's all right. I see. Looking at the Bucks schedule, I see 11 wins, 11 possible wins. I mean, realistically looking at it, and that's again, Brady has to be healthy. He has to be able to throw it more than 20 yards. But that's the thing. When's he ever had somebody where he can throw the ball up to?
Randy, and he broke
That's it,
records.
right?
So,
That's what I'm saying.
but that was also 12
10
years
years ago,
ago.
yeah.
So
But
I don't. Dude, you gotta love the steadiness. You're not gonna have 30 interceptions. That's huge.
but
And you're gonna have a lot of motivated guys who want to fucking win a Super Bowl for the GOAT. They
imagine if
want.
just
Brady
imagine if he
brings
wins the
that
Super Bowl and
aura.
he just shoves it in Belichick's face.
It'd be pretty awesome, man.
It'd be
I
hilarious.
feel bad for him. Like ever
Who?
since Belichick practically said that he had no desire to trade Garoppolo, that it looks like that friendship or
Yeah.
completely fizzled, which sucks because Brady's a great dude. Does all the right things. I mean, I know Bills fans don't like him. I wouldn't like him either if I was a Bills fan. Only because he had a lot of success. Like I don't
Yeah,
like
but I
Russell
like
Wilson, but
I
he's a
like
good
Breeze.
dude. Yeah, I love Breeze.
You
Same.
know,
Even when he beats the
can't
Niners, I can't
they,
say a bad word about Breeze.
they beat the crap out of the Bucks. I like him. The only one I didn't like in that division was Cam Newton. He's not there anymore, so he looks like Whitney Houston. All
Dude,
right.
that one picture it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
All right. We'll end it at that one. I'll try to get this up by tomorrow or tomorrow morning, or actually later on today,
Yeah.
where we're at. Anything else for the people? For the
Nah,
5
man.
people that like to watch this, I was thinking about,
Let me know if you can set up a loft chair outside your window, and I'll shoot the shit with you through the window.
right, it was social distancing. Abby said we should do a Zoom call during the fights. We all get on the Zoom call. I was like, okay,
I would totally do that. It's just there's gonna be a sick delay somewhere.
right, right. All right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking during these fights, and yeah, keep in touch with yourself and your pink parts.
And wobble wobble and drop it like it's hot.
There you go. All right,
All
man.
right, bro.
See you.